So the landing itself was the best roller coaster ride I have ever been on in my life. I heard that it was a mix of the spinny cups at the fair, a roller coaster, and sitting inside of a washing machine, and it didn't disappoint. It was incredible.
It's quite the description right there.
Yeah.
That is Spokane native and astronaut Anne McClain talking about transitioning from more than 17,000 miles per hour to a stop when coming back to Earth on the International Space Station in late June.
McClain was kind enough to talk with me this morning before receiving a YWCA Women of Achievement Award in Spokane. One of her newest missions, I found out, is to encourage others to reach for the stars the way she did. Welcome home.
Thank you. It's good to be home.
Anne McClain says there's really no place on Earth she'd rather be than in Spokane right now. The last time she saw her hometown was from aboard the International Space Station.
And I wasn't used to how fast we go in the space station. This is the first week I was up there. And I was looking down telling my crewmate I'm trying to take a picture of Spokane, and he said, well, is it in Minnesota? And he said, because that's where we are. And I was like, oh my goodness, we were just over Seattle 3 minutes ago, and now we're over Minnesota.
Clearly, she learned to capture some incredible snapshots.
You always look back at where you came from.
And she's happy to share those and her experiences with students at her alma mater, Gonzaga Prep.
To me, I just have to pinch myself that I'm not still one of the students sitting on the bleachers. But I also know that for me, when I was sitting on the bleachers, all of my dreams seemed so far away. And so whatever I can do to try to reach out to those students and make them realize that the world really is within their grasp, like they really can go do it. So rugby has surprisingly helped me a lot as an astronaut.
Today, she receives a YWCA Women of Achievement Award for demonstrating women have an important place in the science, technology, and environmental industries. It's an honor from an organization for which she has much respect.
It really speaks to the power of what passionate women can do who chase their dreams, no matter what that passion is.
McClain's passion has clearly propelled her to great heights, and her 6.5 months aboard the International Space Station changed her perspective on this planet and the people who call it home.
Like, I feel so connected to everybody on Earth now. Like when I was out on the spacewalk, people say, well, did you feel so far away? And to me, it was just the opposite, because when I looked at Earth, it was right there. We're holding onto the space station, I could see Earth, but when I looked the other direction, it was the most infinite forever that you can possibly imagine. And I felt very connected to Earth by this invisible thing called gravity, luckily, that holds up.
McClain tells me her time in space really deepened her appreciation about working with people from other countries and cultures. She also realized a new calm she'd never experienced before.
So when you get back to Earth, the first thing I noticed was how busy everything was. There's cars everywhere, there's information everywhere, there's phones and emails and calls and people talking to you, and it's this sensory overload that we have all really gotten used to.
McClain says she's still getting used to life back on Earth, a physical adjustment that can take about 6 months. And while her perspective on many things has changed, there's one thing she knows for sure. Each of us is capable of moving mountains if that's what we choose to do.
Most of us have dreams that are pretty lofty, and they're so far from where we're starting out, and so it can seem overwhelming. But it's waking up every morning if you have a dream and just doing one thing in that day to get you a little bit closer. And the culmination of all those small actions really can take you to incredible places.
Clearly, she knows of what she speaks.